everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about a Time magazine article called "We Don't Need a Cure for Autism, We Need to Make Living with It Easier." This article was written by Eric Garcia, who is the author of the book "We Are Not Broken, Changing the Autism Conversation." So I'm going to read through this article, and then at the end I'm going to give my own thoughts as an autistic woman. So let's get into the video. So as you can first see, this is the actual cover picture of the article. It's the US Capitol building, because this is based off the American autism perspective, but there's quite a few UK autism perspectives that I want to talk through in this article. So in 2006, Congress passed the Combating Autism Act. When President George W. Bush signed this bill into law, he said, "I am proud to sign this bill into law and confident that it will serve as an important foundation for our nation's efforts to find a cure for autism." The law's bipartisan passage was a year after Autism Speaks was founded by Bob and Suzanne Wright in the response to their grandson Christian's autism diagnosis. Autism was entering the public discourse and becoming a cause for mobilization by the elite. But this push has not made autistic people's lives any better. So first of all, that's where I have a problem. The American Congress are working with Autism Speaks. Autism Speaks, as we know, all autistic people and even some neurodivergent people and non-autistic people know, Autism Speaks are a charity who want to exterminate us, who want to eradicate us. They don't want autism to exist. Part of their mission statement is actually about looking for a cure for autism. How can you work with somebody who wants to make us not exist? It's genocide. It's not right. It's eugenics. It's just disgusting. It's point blank not good enough. They shouldn't be working with them. It's just, you undermined the autistic community enough already. And the fact that you're working with these guys is just, why? Why work with these people? You're totally undermining the autistic community and making us feel that we're bad, damaged, broken people. Like, why? So then he goes on to say, "Of course, autism is not a deadly disease like any of these other diseases. The spike in diagnosis were caused by improvements in both the diagnostic criteria and public policy. There were more cases because we were looking for more cases. Nevertheless, this moral panic has took hold, which opened the door for bad faith actors like Dr. Andrew Wakefield and former model Jenny McCarthy to play on people's fears about vaccines based on non-spurious claims. While the advocates for a cure for autism were not as promiscuous as the anti-vaxxers, they were rooted in the same idea that autism is something to be eradicated, and therefore autistic people were somehow damaged and mentally ill individuals." So again, for me, this is eugenics. This is harmful. It's disgusting. It's not right. It's not legal. And you should not be working with these people. Dr. Andrew Wakefield was the guy about the MMR and autism links, or supposed links. He was disproven. He was medically struck off and will not ever be allowed to practice again in UK or worldwide. He had his medical license stripped more than twice. I will attach the article down below about him in my video description. But why work with these people? You know full well that these people are evil, disgusting people who believe they can heal autism. Jenny McCarthy is another one. Jenny McCarthy has an autistic son called Evan. And Evan, she claims, is now cured of autism or doesn't have severe autism traits. I'm sorry, Jenny, you took a load of bullshit. You can't cure your autistic son. It's bullshit. You can't cure something that is a neurodevelopmental condition that we were born with. It's how the brain is wired. You can't cure something that does not need to be cured. And your son is a beautiful human because of his autism. He is someone who is special and gifted, and someone that can help a lot of people change the autism perception in the public. So yeah, so let's get into the next piece. It says, "It has been 15 years since the Combating Autism Act was signed. There is little or to no evidence that efforts to find a cure for autism have borne fruit that has improved autistic people all their lives. Even as Autism Speaks and other organisations have moved on now from focusing on a cure, much of the research continues to be on the causes and risk factors. So again, there you go. There is little to no evidence of a cure for autism to work. Stop it. Stop putting these articles online. Don't keep peddling these articles. Autism cures do not exist. They're dangerous. They're not scientifically proven. They're not FDA proven. They're not UK government proven. Stop trying to peddle these cures to vulnerable people. Stop it. Just leave us alone. Just stop. It's just, oh my god. Yeah. So much of the research continues to be on the causes and risk factors. According to the Interagency Autism Coordinating Committee Portfolio Analysis Report in 2018, both public and private entities in the US spent $387,680,492 on autism research, including public and private funders. In that year, 42% of research money was spent on biology, 19% on risk factors, and 13% on treatments and intervention. Conversely, only 6% of this money was ever spent researching services, and half of that was spent on lifespan issues. Studying biology is not inherently bad, but focusing and spending so much on what causes autism to be the detriment of learning what can improve autistic people's lives today show how our society has misplaced priorities. Spending reflects values that, as of right now, it's clear that autistic people and their needs are not clearly being heard or wanted. Again, we are being left out, we are being shadowed, we are being judged, we are being labelled, we are being misjudged, we are being stereotyped as these bad, dangerous, mentally sick, mentally ill, mentally incapable people. Stop your BS. We are not ill. We are not sick. Autism does not make us sick. What makes us sick and ill and what makes us go into mental breakdown is you guys stereotyping us. You guys saying, oh, well, you're retarded, or, oh, you're not well in the head, or, you know. This is not making our lives better. You are squashing our voices. You are making us less and less heard and less worthy in society. Stop it. Autistic people deserve to live their lives just as you deserve to live yours. Leave us alone. If you don't want to talk to us, go away. Really, it's that simple. Really. And this is for not a lack of things to research about autistic people's lifespan. Many autistic people still struggle today to find employment. One study showed that autistic people in their early 20s had a lower employment rate than the rest of their disabled peers. And this is nothing to say of autistic people who are undiagnosed or become diagnosed later, which is often the case for women presenting people and people of colour. Similarly, it is divorced from the legitimate health needs, such as how is that is the biggest killer of autistic people with intellectual disabilities is epilepsy, while those without intellectual disabilities are also at risk from dying from circulatory diseases like heart disease or suicide. So again, being undiagnosed or diagnosed later on in life can suffice our health needs and can make our health a lot worse, especially when you don't know what's going on like me. I was late diagnosed. I was diagnosed at 25 years old. I'm now nearly 33. So you can imagine the stress that I went through to get my diagnosis and the amount of questions and assessment I had to have. It's absolutely disgusting what that put my health through. I was highly anxious. I didn't sleep properly. I didn't eat properly. I was emotional all the time. I was angry all the time. I was depressed all the time. It took a real bad hold on my life. It took a really bad hold on how I functioned and how I convened myself every day. It's just not great. Similarly, plenty of autistic people that he interviewed for his book dealt with homelessness and poverty, while others are unable to access programs like the Supplement Security Income because they are based on being not disabled enough, while struggling to gain employment. Again, employment is a big issue here in the UK as well as the US. A lot of jobs that I've applied for, I apply on roughly a week. I'm applying between 15 to 20 jobs a week and I hear nothing. Or if I do hear anything, it's, oh, this time you've not been successful. We'll keep your file on record for the next year if anything comes up. It's the same message over and over and over again. This is clearly saying that I am not good enough for your recruitment, or you're not even going to give me a chance to prove myself. I can work. I do videos like this every day. I film. I edit. I sit here and talk to a camera. Like you guys are just my friends here in my front room with me. Like it's fear, it's media, it's a stereotype again. It's the, well, you're too ill to work, you're going to be unreliable, you're going to be off sick all the time. No, we want to have a job, we want to work, we want to prove how we can be successful humans just like the rest of you are. Like, you know, it's who we are. By the end of the day, we want to be able to work, we want to be able to help you. And, you know, that's how we see things. Thankfully, in the years since then, a new generation of autistic advocates have begun to articulate their needs. The Spectrum generation was diagnosed as a criteria for autism within the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders, which was expanded in the 1980s and 1990s, and benefit from the promise of a free, appropriate public education guarantee in the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, which I'll link down below in my video description, as well as the previous acts that I have mentioned about. These two prongs failed to fully meet the needs of many people with diagnoses, were folded into the larger umbrella of autism spectrum disorders, while the federal government failed to fully fund what it promised to spend on disability education. But this gave initiative to the generation to which I impart their first tastes of rights and a better understanding of who they are and themselves. Nowadays, these autistic people are asking their input in the policies that will determine their future. The Combating Autism Act, which I'll put down below as well, was later renamed the Autism Cares Act when it was reauthorised in 2014 and again reauthorised in 2019. Autistic people have advised presidential candidates as diverse as Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, and they proposed disability policies in the 2020 Democratic primary. Similarly, when new members of the IACC were named, the gamut of autistic people were including minimally speaking people like Hari Srinivasan and people with intellectual disabilities like Ivana Smith. Autistic people's capacity to determine our own fates is only good as the choices that we are given to us as our direct policy decisions and culture. This helps to deserve the shape and our future decision making. In turn, autistic people like us are asking the world to lay down its arms and to make fully inclusive peace with us. So again, it's about inclusion. It's again about talking, communicating, sharing experiences, getting us involved in legal policies and documents, getting us involved in legal documents, getting our voices heard so that we can be involved and what is best for us. We are autistic, not you. We are the people that need to be heard and supported. We are the people that need to be able to sit down with us and talk to us. So, you know, it's just a case of you're being able to hear what we want to say. So yeah, let me know what you feel down below in the comment section. Like I said, I will attach the links of each policy that I mentioned. And yeah, please like, comment, share and subscribe. And I will be back next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!